Good day, everybody. I am back with my Muscadines again. I want to talk today about watching for overcropping with your Muscadines. I think I experienced that this year, and this is my first year experiencing that. And I'm still learning. I'm still learning about growing Muscadines, even though I've been at it now for about 7-8 years. I'm still learning things. So this is one thing I learned is to be careful and watch for overcropping. I was growing a lot of muscadine this year. This is probably the heaviest year I've ever had, and this variety here is the only variety that I think I had overcropping with this year, which is the Pam, and it is a heavy producer, and it's a female variety. And I learned it through research that you do have to watch for overcropping with these heavy producing female varieties because they will sometimes have a tendency to overcrop. If they do overcrop and you do want to capture all of the muscadines, then I've learned through research now that you do need to continuously feed them throughout the year. As soon as I saw it setting all this fruit, it probably would have been a good idea to give it a couple of treatments of calcium nitrate. I should have done that as soon as they started setting the fruit, and I saw it seeing it setting all of this fruit, and then maybe midway through the growing season around July, I should have given it another treatment of calcium nitrate, because as you can see, all of the leaves are coming off and burning off of the plant. And the reason it's doing that is because one is it is toward the end of the season. This is almost the end of September going into October, so they are starting to shut down and go dormant. But I noticed it doing this earlier than that. And if you'll see some of the other vines back here, not that they're starting to go dormant, getting ready to turn because of the season change, but not like this one is. And you can tell that it just took a lot of energy out of the plant. And if you don't feed it, educated on how to feed the muscadine when it overcrops, or if it puts a heavy crop out, then you could damage the muscadine plant. And then heading into the winter time, I've learned that you could have some winter damage. So I'm gonna have to really keep an eye on this muscadine. I'm gonna get it back healthy. So I'm gonna, clean up the bed around it. I should have some big feeder roots now. These plants are 7-8 years old, so the feeder roots should be out about 4-5 feet. So I'm gonna clean it up, clean all that grass around it, and I'm gonna put some triple 13 around them, and probably do a little bit of blood meal around it. I like to try to do stuff as organic as possible, but I do need to do some treatment on this muscadine to get it back healthy. So what I'm gonna do though in the future is I'm gonna, when it sets fruit in the spring and I see it putting out a lot of muscadines, I probably will start learning thinning it out. I'm doing the research now on how to thin out your muscadine. So if I come across this problem again, I'm gonna do another video and show you how I thin them out. But to me, it's better to thin it out because I want these muscadines to last many years. I don't want to risk putting a lot of stress on the plant. I do want them to put out a lot of muscadines. I just don't want to get it to the point where it's overcropping. And because I've eaten muscadines all year. I've made jelly. I'm in the process of making some wine out of my black variety. So I can do all that and still have all these muscadines left. It's just not worth it. It's not worth the stress I'm putting on this vine. So, and most of the time, muscadines, they are in a situation where once they get established, you really shouldn't have to do anything to them. However, if you're really into your muscadines and you really want to get the most out of them, you do need to do a little maintenance to them each year. As far as I want to get into a point where I'm putting some blood meal around them in the winter months leading into the winter time, just to give them a little bit of recuperation from them fruiting all year. And also going to put some triple 13 around them in the spring when they first start coming out. But that's really to the extent of what I want to do with them. I want to try to keep the plants as organic as possible. I don't want to have to worry about them putting out so many muscadines where I'm constantly having to put chemical fertilizers around them. It's just, to me, not worth it. As long as I can get the production I've gotten out of these this year without them putting too many out, I think that's going to be my goal. So that's just something I learned, and I know there's people out there on YouTube that are growing muscadine. Some of y'all are still learning. And I just want that be something that maybe you can learn along with me if you're new to growing muscadines. So that is something I'm going to watch out for. But another thing about them putting out too many muscadines is I have to fix my trellis, because all of the weight of these muscadines took a physical toll on them, because it has caused them to pull down. So I had to prop them up with this T-post, and with these two T-posts, I had to just prop them up until I can get all these muscadines off of them. Once I get all these muscadines off of them and I prune the vine back, I'm gonna redo my trellis in here and get it propped back up and get it nice and pretty. So, and I'm gonna add some more 5x5 posts in here, and really get them back up. And so I'm looking forward to that, because I don't like them hanging like it's doing. So that's another thing about them putting out too many berries. It can be a lot of stress on the vine and on your trellis wire. So it's just a learning experience. I do have a video that I'm going to put out about how to get the most out of your muscadine. So I do believe in maintenance and care to get some good production each year, because a lot of times you'll hear people say that I had a good year this year with my muscadines, and the next year they said, well, I didn't do too good. Well, that's because if you don't do any maintenance to them, if they have a bumper crop one year, the next year then they'll want to recuperate and they'll not put out a lot. So that's why you do need to do a little bit to them. If you're really into growing muscadines, you need to prune them each year and do a little bit of fertilizing to them each year to help them recuperate from them putting out the fruit all season long. So and when you start growing the female varieties that are heavy producers, like I stated, like the Supreme and the Pam, there are other ones out there that are heavy producers. Those are the two that I have that are considered that way. You really have to watch those muscadines, because sometimes they will want to put out a lot of muscadines, because that's what they were formulated to do. But when you have muscadine varieties like that, you really have to to watch them and know how to care for them. They're not like growing in the wild muscadines or the Muscadines or the the self-pollinating varieties that are a little more they take care of themselves a little bit better than those female varieties that have been designed to really put out large muscadines, because it can really take a lot of energy out of them. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know about that and let you know what I have in store for them. And thanks for watching, and please subscribe.